All right, 5 after 5 on a national championship Monday. Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day to everybody out there. And obviously, we got a big game tonight as well. Ohio State taking on Notre Dame for the national championship, kicking off in a little over 2 hours away. Before we talk tonight's big game, before we get into your questions, comments, concerns, before we talk to the man, the myth, the legend himself, Joey Knish. Unfortunately, his Detroit Lions. We'll talk a little bit about that over the from the weekend. Before we get into Zach Phillips, I'm Brad Powers. Before we get into all that, let me remind everybody that Hit the Books is indeed brought to you by FanDuel. If you've been living under a rock this year. And speaking of FanDuel, I mean, obviously, this is going to be the final show for this season. And it's bittersweet as we're approaching the last college football game of the season. One final time to make every moment more. You know the drill with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Love FanDuel. We've been saying all year, first to market, sides, totals, FCS, and last I checked, they're ready for 2025 already because they got about 20 win totals up already. So never a dull moment at FanDuel when it comes to college football, the leader in college football as far as all the sports books out there. And right now, FanDuel has you covered for the national championship with a 30% PBT for the opportunity to increase your winnings. You can use your PBT, Profit Boost Token, on spreads, live bets, totals, so much more. What you need to do one final time for this season is visit FanDuel.com/hitthebooks to download America's #1 sportsbook. That's FanDuel.com/hitthebooks. Disclaimer, you must be 21 plus and present in select states or 18 plus and present in D.C. Often required bonus issues and non-withdrawable Profit Boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg/help.com. Knish, I'm just happy you're with us after Saturday night.
I tell you what, Lions go out. Ohio State's going to win a national championship. Trump's president. Things that what a run here for Joey K. Just unbelievable. I tell you what, there was a point. I'm going to call it maybe mid-second quarter where I was like, I think we're in some trouble. And not like, oh, we're going to guarantee to lose, but like, this is a football game. Amik Robertson going out on the first drive. They just had us off. I mean, give it to Cliff Kingsbury. They had us off. And Jane Daniels, who's like the greatest rookie quarterback in the history of the league. They just had us off balance all night and trying to, when you have a bunch of new guys or guys that haven't played a ton of football, trying to read that RPO game, they were just cooking us all night. And you add in Goff not playing his best game, and you're out. And the hard thing about it is you don't know. I mean, just like that Niners game last year, you just don't know. For next year. Keeping the roster together. You lost Ben Johnson already. You probably lose Aaron Glenn. So maybe
losing Aaron Glenn, a positive or a negative?
Oh, I got. He's not the one that I think is going to be tough to replace. We'll put it that way. But yeah, I don't know. I think the team will still be competitive. Good next year. But was that the opportunity? Hard to lose as 9-point favorites at home with home field advantage. And just need 2 games. So. That was a tough pill.
I called it the worst loss in Lions history, and you pushed back on me.
I was emotional in that moment. I will say
it's all relative to expectation. I mean, expectation. You're more than a touchdown. How many opportunities do you have to be a touchdown plus favorite at home in the playoffs?
That's fair. And it's just there's not like worse like the span of worst losses. And it's funny because the last 2 major playoff losses for the Lions were this one and with the Redskins 30 years ago in the NFC Championship game when they won the Super Bowl. So yeah, that was a tough one. I don't know. You just got to kind of hope that Campbell makes a few good hires and they roll it in the next year. But
and you stay healthy, that would help.
That's it, right? I mean, last year they up and coming team, but the big thing was they literally had almost no injuries the entire season last year. And so you make it. And what happens to that? You have the Niners and the Lions in the NFC Championship. What happens this year? Both teams get ravaged by injuries. Niners don't even make the playoffs. Lions lose in the first round. So yeah, that was a rough one. There's no other way to slice it, PP.
Real rough. Did you have any big bets that you won or lost over the weekend before we talk tonight?
I mean, I'm not. Listen, I know nobody likes a pass post, but there was a point in that game where I was doing some emotional hedging, like where I was like, I legitimately, it was early on too, where I was like,
Yeah.
I think this is gonna be, at least if they may not lose, like this is not gonna be more than a 1-score game. I took some of our, this was the chat. I got a lot. I'll just call it what it is. I know there's some ND fans here on the show, but both of us have quite a financial position here on Ohio State, closing some teasers, winning the national championship. So there'll be that. I will say next weekend, and I know our guy Hitman, great year. I usually follow him. I'm circling the wagons next week. I saw he was on KC this morning. No, not for me, baby. I'm going.
Dr. Bob's on KC too. Can you believe that?
Dr. Bobby said
he's on KC too. They sent him almost at the same time.
And if you noticed, it didn't really. And again, I know it's the AFC Championship game, so people are like, "Oh, the market," but there wasn't that many buyers. I'm a buyer on the Bills.
I'm with you. I want Buffalo, although I don't. I really want 3, but we're not getting it.
I tell you what, you should, folks. If you can do a cross sport, Tommy McPeak right there, baby. Bills, Ohio State teaser, you lock that in all day. If you got it -120 or better, Tommy, I'm literally, as soon as we get off the show, I'm gonna go see what a couple of my
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
You want to lock it in? Best bet? Can we do it?
Is that even? I don't know. Is that where? Do we even have?
Can we pull that up? Can we try that on? See if we can try that on FanDuel.
Let me see what I could do here. Let me see.
All right.
Yeah.
But we both like the Bills and we both like the Buckeyes. So, all right. Hopefully a best bet here. Speaking of best bets, it's always a best bet from our buddy Sean Higgs in the chat.
Johnny, baby.
$100. He's asking, will this be the final donation for the team? Could be. More news on that later at the end. Just got off the phone with the management, and there will be changes moving forward. Interesting. Stay tuned for that for later. Speaking of the management, didn't they say they're going to have a lineup of guests for us?
What's Pomerano been doing?
I know.
He's going around, right? And then just, you know what? We're doing 8 shows a week, and Moreto's eating bonbons, watching the Canadians win a few games in a row, and thinking that they're a real team. So yeah, that's a shame. It's a shame.
Can you imagine if we did something like that? Okay, we got all this lined up for you guys, and then be like, nah, we don't even mention it.
I know.
But
hey,
what's that?
Did you buy any Trump coin?
I did not. Did you? I'm surprised you're politics aside, I'm surprised you're anti-Trump when it comes to your pocketbook.
You're not the first person to say that to me. I tell you what. I will say, no joke, one of my crypto trader buddies who's way too in the weeds texts me at 11 p.m. I think this came out around 9 p.m. Eastern, maybe 10. And at 11, he sent a text at I think this Trump coin's real legit. I just didn't have, it wasn't, to buy some of these meme coins takes a little bit more, logistics than Joey K is in the world. So the next morning I was like, oh my God, I probably cost myself $100,000 here. But I mean, I got a little bit that morning, but nothing to write home about. I'm not retiring. I'll tell you
that. Someone else might be on this show though. More on that later, or at least we say goodbye. Maybe. I don't know. Stay tuned. In an hour. RW Fan 23. Congratulations, Joey K, on announcing your bid for the president in 2028 after the show today.
Hashtag Newsom Knish 2028. I tell you what, that might be a winner, folks.
Might be a winner. Boy, that's good timing. You're hitching your wagon to Newsom after the last 2 weeks.
What?
Talk about buying low.
I was gonna say I should yeah. If I wanted a 4-year-old, I should go buy him in a market here. But don't worry, we will rebuild.
Derek Davenport, another super chat, $4.99. Brad Knish chat. Call me crazy, but I feel like MU is so lopsided. The MU is so lopsided, and it reminds me of the TCU Georgia once in a lifetime betting opportunity. What's he mean? MU? Does he mean ML? Money line? I don't understand. What's MU?
Derek, I just be guessing. Hit us in the chat of what the MU is. I will say, I don't agree. I know some people that actually bet Notre Dame when it was around 10. I'm not. This is Ohio State. Oh, matchup. People keep saying matchup.
Oh, the matchup. All right. Well, I don't think it's Georgia TCU, but I did bet. Full disclosure, I'm just telling you what I bet. I bet some alternative lines on the Buckeyes. I know a lot of you get your event bettors, only bet 4 or 5 times a year, and this might be one of them. And they always bet the underdog because it's bet a little to win a lot. If you want to do that in this game, I think you bet Ohio State alt lines, bet a little to win a lot. I think I got like 17.5 at 3-1. I'm excited. I got a winner.
I don't listen. I'd love to make the case for how Notre Dame, sticks around here. I'm with you. Like I would be surprised if mid third quarter that this isn't a multiple score lead and it's like, how are we going to do it? I don't even know. I don't know the games. Like the game script kind of went out the window with Notre Dame's offensive line injuries and Love injury. Like if they were going to line up and do the Michigan game plan and they're a little bit better running the ball and the defense holds them down. And we talked about it on last show where they run the man coverage, which is what Ohio State absolutely carves up on defense. Like they don't run the tricky zone stuff and all the combination. And it's worked all year against most teams. It's not going to work against this team though. I'm with you. I mean,
friends at FanDuel aren't allowing us to do that multi-sport teaser. Parlay the 2 at -146.
Nah.
Nah.
Yeah. Go.
Oh,
We keep it real here, folks. Go find yourself a cross sport teaser at 120 if you're going to do that. Don't let -135, -146. Nah.
Hold on. I'm going to check a couple. I won't name the book, but
yeah.
I want to bet. This is how much I like this. I'm betting it. I'll bet it on live on here. I don't know. I'll look. Comments keep flowing. We appreciate you guys. Oh, and thanks. I'll say it again at the end, but thanks to you guys for watching all season. We had a good season.
Yeah.
I know we were up. I don't know what the exact is, but I think we're close to, if you exclude the parlays, which I think is fair. I don't think we won. I mean, we didn't win a single one of them. I think we're like, 15 games, maybe over 500 this year, something like that. We'll see.
I would say, if you were round robining the parlays, you did very well this year. If you were just betting them 4 straight, obviously we didn't hit a 4 for 4.
If we would have counted it. It was a good year. I don't care. Anybody watching knows that we had a good year. Do you know?
Its record is 112, 90, and 1.
There you go.
12, 90, and 1. I like that. That ain't bad.
Only 203 bet sample size.
That's good. So 22 games above. I was selling a short. Love it. There you go. Matchup. Now I know what that. Have you seen that before?
Maybe we're getting too old here.
Yeah, we are. I'm pretty good with shorthand. But man, that's terrible. I didn't get that. I feel like a dummy. At least more than usual.
This is not an EV bet, but I said I was gonna bet it. 38-7 exacta final, 210-1 on FanDuel.
I like it.
67.50 to win 14K. There we go. I'm in.
There you go. So that's your score, 38-7?
38-7 final for me.
All right. Not too far. I'm going to 34-9. 34-9. Buckeyes. OH. It's going to be a blowout tonight. They usually are. These national championship games are blowouts. So we haven't had one, 6 straight, 15 or more. Now, Derek was asking, matchup. Yeah, the matchup does favor Ohio State. I mean, everything in Notre Dame does well. Ohio State does better. And where Ohio State's somewhat weak, Notre Dame's also weak. They're much weaker in those areas. So I don't think it's as great as I was just looking. I bet Georgia in that game on the money line -425. Can you believe that?
The TCU game?
That TCU game, I just looked through an old tweet. It was minus 425. Unbelievable. I mean, as always, hindsight should have bet like 10x what I bet. Unbelievable. So, no, it's not that, but I do expect a blowout tonight.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's because even from a few seasons ago, I think the landscape of college football has changed a bit where now with the playoff and a little bit more of the, you had this hierarchy where it was just at the top, a little bit more spread now, but I still think you've seen Ohio State finally hit that cream of the crop and coming again, along with the matchups, along with the Notre Dame injuries, along with some of the talent disparity. So, yeah, I just
capable though, 34-0 against Oregon. Derek in the chat. We'll get another one from Derek. BP, I know you previously said you like Notre Dame team total under 17.5. I bet some Notre Dame first quarter team total under 3.5. You have any leans on that bet? Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I like both.
I like the whole thing. Anything, I just keep adding positions. Just anything that adds to a Buckeye blowout. Trevor in the chat, seeing Egbuka yards props and Evans unders. Read that Downs has been manning up tight ends. Have you done anything there? I can tell you. Obviously we're bearing the lead. I'm sure your boys have some player props. If not, I got one.
So yeah, there's been I actually do like the I think you were saying Egbuka on the prop. I know he has a chance. I think it's 90 yards to break the all-time Ohio State receiving yardage record tonight. So, and again, it's a national championship game. Are they going to be chasing that? If it doesn't make sense? No. One of those though, where if it's later in the game. So I did play some Egbuka, like just his general over, and then sprinkled a couple of alt overs on him as well. So I like that. Evans, the only thing I would say there is Downs has now been in kind of that. This is another thing they changed in the playoff was like they basically made him like
a middle linebacker.
Yeah, yeah. They made him like the box rover just to go wherever he wants. So I don't know if he's gonna. Maybe if they think that Evans is like they want to take that away, maybe they put him on that. I think he's going to be more kind of centered on trying to be outside the tackles in the run game. So again, I would
want to give out Egbuka over. I'm on that. He killed Notre Dame last year.
Yeah, let's go. I think it's
60.5 is fair. I've seen as low as 56.5, but as high as 62.5. 60.5 is right around the middle there.
Yeah, let's go with it.
All right, over. Best bet. Emeka Egbuka for Ohio State wide receiver over receiving yards. I like Will Howard over passing yards. Keeping it simple. 308 in the 3 playoff games. I looked at Notre Dame. Their 3 best passing offenses they faced this year give up 286 on average. So over for Howard for me. I don't know if you best bet that though. It's up to you.
There's almost where like all of our stuff is going to be basically in one direction here.
How many, Zach, pull up our best bets. How many best bets do we have? I don't want to go any more than like 3, like all in the direction of Ohio State. So we got 1. What else do we want to add to this?
Do you want to lay the 8.5?
Yeah, 8.5. Boom. Best bet, Buckeyes.
I have bets. I've bet some, not again because I got a lot of like Ohio State just to win stuff, but I did bet the spread at 8, so 8.5 I'm okay with as well.
Boom. Another best bet, Buckeyes. We'll get 1 or 2 more before it's all said and done. Just got to protect 112, 90, and a push. 112, 90, and a push. Don't want to go 0-10 tonight. I'm joking. P. Simpson in the chat. I got to show some of that initiative. I like that. And believe in your Irish, Brad. Well, that ain't going to happen. If Michigan can beat the Buckeyes, so can the Leprechauns. I hear you, but Michigan's just a bad matchup the way they're set up right now. It's perfect. Yeah, I don't know. It's a helmet game for the Buckeyes now. They just brain fart when they're playing Michigan.
There's some of that, and also P. Simp, like Michigan installed that defense to like years ago and played it the first year that Mike McDonald. This is a true story. They had a cake schedule. The first year he was on the team playing this they played it even against teams that didn't run what Ohio State ran or anything like it. They were still running that defense to they ran it all year and have continued to do so against Ohio State. So, and listen, Notre Dame's been great, man. Like, they don't have the A+ talent in some of the areas that Michigan had.
No, not a defensive tackle.
Not a defensive tackle, and so that makes it a little bit trickier. I will say, if there's a script, it's your Notre Dame man corners having like the game of their life, and just like, we're gonna put the corners on islands, and they're gonna win. I don't think that can happen, but
No,
that's
they're gonna have to have. Well, I think it's also your basic underdog turnovers, which Notre Dame's good at.
Yeah,
Field position,
win the turnover battle.
which Notre Dame field position. Notre Dame's good at that. Special teams, Notre Dame's good at that. So I'm not going to sit here and say they're 0%, but
Yeah, I would say, Zach, I think that's a great comp. Is that like Howard pulls got like, you need a -3 turnover differential. You need
that might help.
He's actually been hot. I think.
Yeah, he has.
He's like the whole book with Trent. He's actually been.
Yeah, you know what that means, right? He's due. The other way.
I don't know. This one, you just keep it simple.
I would say that. Yeah, what's the other Bloods guy's been the new fade king? I tell you what, Jeff Benson's going to be. I don't know how he got that guy betting into him every day, but Benson's going to be, spending the summer on a yacht for getting that guy to be
that guy will be done. But is he going to make it? I'll put odds on something. Is that kid going to make it to March Madness? You see so many of these kids come and go.
Yeah, I know. Well, we're getting in the weeds here, but his brother is a very successful poker player. So I don't know.
Oh, really? I didn't.
Yeah,
wow,
yeah.
Scoop there.
So I don't know if like he's bankrolling that to be in on the shtick and they're trying. So I don't know. It's a hashtag circle back talked about that. But yeah, I think he'll be.
Circle Back's had a lot of material.
No shortage of content. I'll tell you that.
Never a dull day there. Jameson's 109. Whose side will God be on tonight? Well, I don't know.
Well, yeah, Jameson, the old the 4 horsemen are gonna need him. So
he hasn't been on Notre Dame's for the last 3 decades. I can tell you that. Mark, we got any Joey Pucks tonight? Mark wants to know.
Yeah, we do got some Joe. I had the Sharks in the midday matinee. They're up in the third period, and then they get smoked in the third period. So yeah, that was an unfortunate. So I'm glad we missed that early, Joey Pucks. Let me see what we got here. Was there an Edgework today? Did we get a new host on Edgework, or Albers DM'd me? He said, you should come on.
Moretto is the host there.
Wasn't he already the host?
No, I was.
Oh.
How much he paid attention?
I mean, what? I thought it was.
Remember that show that we did together last year when I had you come on and you were a guest on the.
Aren't you guys all like? You guys were all on. Moretto was on it every day anyway, right?
No, I was on it every day, and then those guys were rotating through.
Oh, gotcha. All right.
Yes, Edgework is on some stuff here today. Looks like.
All right.
4 plays.
I'm usually not on this.
Hold on. You want to guess which one of these are Albers?
Oh my God! Thank the Lord, we don't have any. There's no collabs, and so, which is Alber the Tampa Bay minus 5.8% CLV?
Yeah.
That is unbelievable. That is really actually. Joey Pucks run the hockey club tonight. The old. I hope they keep that name too. I think they're going to switch it, but Utah at home versus the Jets around plus 150-ish. If you got that, is the Joey Pucks tonight. Also on the Blues, but I think that number came way down. Versus the Knights are in horrible form at the moment, but it was Blues like 165. I don't know if that's around, but so yeah, we'll go with the hockey club as the Joey Pucks tonight.
There you go. And you saw the 4 Edgeworks. Wow. No Zach on that show. Hope that doesn't happen here. Patrick Burns. If Notre Dame wins, the NIU loss would be the worst of an eventual national championship.
This is a great question.
Ever?
Like,
ever?
I mean, I'm sure if we went back, but in the recent history, you would have to say, yeah, right? Because that
You'd
type
be
of
eliminated.
loss, right. That type of loss would have disqualified you from the 2-team playoff for sure, and mostly the 4-team playoff. And the AP national champ when they're just voting for number 1. So I think so.
Yeah, Chad, and if you got an idea, let us know. But off the top of my head, I can't think of one. Because that a loss like that would eliminate you at any other point in the history of college football.
Right. It's a new day.
Yes, it is. Derek in the chat, thoughts on Jeremiah Smith over 82.5 yards? I think if they take away anybody would be them. That's why we kind of like Igbuka more.
Yeah. I guess it really going to depend on if Notre Dame's going to stay true to their like man up cover 1 scheme, or if they shade some coverage and
they played some man to man. Now look, I know we're giving Notre Dame no chance, but they have played the Buckeyes the last 2 years and gave up 21 and 17. So
yeah.
I don't think they're going to be. They'll probably play similar to that, where they still were playing man, but they were doing some bracket stuff.
Yeah,
it's not like Ohio State all of a sudden has wide receivers for the first time ever. They've had wide receivers. Tripping he's got a super chat for $10. Appreciate you, Trip. Thanks for a great season, guys. Any of the Notre Dame alt under team totals do you like the most? Alt under 7.5 is plus 430 at FanDuel. If you think the Irish horse and buggy offense gets smothered, I prefer the Buckeye side on alts more because I could see it being both. And I don't want Notre Dame chasing if they're way down, you know?
Yeah. That would be the script for that is like a 17-7 Ohio State win, would be that 17. Yeah. I think you would more so get into where, if Ohio State's up 2 or 3 scores, then you're going to get Notre Dame, opening it up and, kind of the game getting a little fast and loose.
Keep rolling. Connor in the chat, thanks for a great season, guys. Thoughts on the OSU running back rush yards? I like both under, but Judkins under 58.5 a bit more. I do like the passing yards over rushing yards. I'm a little neutral, but if I had to bet it, I would be more on the under here.
Yeah, where we actually played. I think this got smashed though. I was gonna give it on the show, but it didn't last around. The Judkins under attempts. It was actually it was under 13.5.
What's it now?
Now it's 12.5.
You want to still give it out or no?
It's thin. Actually, you know what? I think we played it under 14.5 now that I'm thinking about it.
Never mind.
So yeah, I'm not going to give it 2 carries less, but that was one. I agree with you. Of the Ohio State unders, it would be the Judkins lean more so.
Charles in the chat, Brad seems very positive, all things considered today. Thought he would already be sweating through shirts. I mean, I'm already like, that's a loss. I mean, I don't know what else to.
It's one of those where this is like this is the exact Michigan Ohio State script for Joey. It was like before the game, you're like, we're gonna lose, and then third quarter, if it's like, then that's when you're like, oh, when it was third quarter and we had the lead, then I'm in. Then I didn't sit down for like the last 20 minutes of that game.
Of this year's game too? Or are you talking like the year priors?
No, I'm talking this year's game where we were. I mean, it was 24.
This year is just house money, man.
Well, yeah, but going into the game, I'm like, we're gonna lose. It's probably be over by halftime. I'll go, do something else for the second half. Then it's like third quarter. Then it's like, okay, we got a chance. Where same thing. I think you're going into it where like, they've got no chance. Second half comes around. It's a 1-score game. I think you'll see a very different BP.
I won't know. I won't be watching. Kirk in the chat. People do not believe that. I mean,
no, we don't. No, we do not.
Yeah, no one believes that. I will not watch it. I just won't. I went through. They were on an 11-39 run against top 10 teams for like a 30-year period. That's why I don't watch these. I watch most games, but the games against elite competition, I don't. I did watch the Georgia game, which is ridiculous. I don't know how I did that, but this one, no way. Kirk in the chat, Jairus, you don't have to. I mean, I'm moving back to Ohio. I don't want to deal with these people.
When is the big move?
Sometime in the spring. So I don't want to deal with these people. I mean, I'd rather just, this is bad. I mean, you should see my phone. I mean, from people I haven't talked to for like 3, 4, 5, 10 years, tweet me up or texting me. Kirk in the chat. No, I mean, it's just, these are bad people. I'm
Now
just
you
letting you
going
know.
back to where the family farm area, or like more of a
No. That's too close. The armpit of America, Detroit.
okay,
So,
all right. All right. I
yeah,
thought that'd be a little rule for you. That'd be
no. There's too much. Too much. I don't want to say that. It's not a political show. I'll be out in the middle of nowhere. I'll just put it that way. Kirk in the chat. Jeremiah Smith, 2 touchdowns, plus 450. I don't know. Good. I mean, can they cover him? Probably not. But again, I will go back. I mean, they had 2 years. 2 years ago is Jackson Smith and Jigba, Marvin Harrison Jr. You might have heard of them guys. They didn't do anything against Notre Dame's defense, but we'll see. Mike Vivian, last question of the year. Brad, how was your $1,000 pizza? Well, I lost it, so I didn't win that pizza bet on Penn State. That sucked. Oh well. I'll eat. Let's just say I got a lot of pizza on the Buckeyes tonight. A lot of pizza. Wouldn't mind losing it, to be honest with you. Charles, BP bedtime over under 8:45. Definitely under if that's Pacific. That's East Coast time. That's different. I mean, I don't know. That's not. I mean, what would you watch it? I guess you would. You have more faith in Michigan. Michigan's won more big games than Notre Dame. I mean, it literally wasn't until this playoffs that Notre Dame won these games. I mean, they always lost them.
Yeah, I was gonna say it is more. It's weird. It's a weird place to be as an Irish fan because you have you would say, we're such a big dog. It's kind of house money. But as you're saying, like they haven't been in this position. I mean, maybe the national championship against Bama where they lost by 80 points.
Yeah, it was on a field. That sucked. I mean, it's terrible.
So
I'll say this. If they were playing anybody other than Ohio State, I'd watch the game. I'm from Ohio. I had to deal with these people for 3 decades. I know this is not an enjoyable. It will be enjoyable if they win, but they won't. So, I mean, they've never beaten them. I mean, it's just terrible. DT plus the points. BP, you can't fool me. Working every possession jinx for your beloved Irish, saying Ohio State will blow them out. I'm not joking. I really Notre Dame team total under, all wearing a Michigan cap. Yeah, there is some little bit of trolling. I mean, I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna see if they were to pull the miracle, you will see a different me. I will be. Just say there's 35 years of some pent up stuff against some of these idiot Buckeye fans. I will be ruthless, and I will not take a day off in the off season. No days off. I mean, I'll have stuff scheduled every day at certain times. I mean, there will be a different side of me that you have never seen. But I don't think it's happening. Nick in the chat, you guys really believe in Will Howard? I mean, he's not my favorite, but I mean, again, he's averaged 308 in the last 3 games passing.
Yeah, and I would say he's kind of a sum of the parts guy, right? Like he's distributing. The Jared Goff comp is great. We're like the team around him is so good that you just kind of need him to distribute the ball. And yeah, he had a bad game versus Michigan. Sometimes he's had some, off throws or something. He's not perfect. He's not an NFL guy, but he's all you need when you got 3 NFL receivers and 2 backs. And then and the defense, I mean, their defense, that's kind of the underrated story. Like people talk, the defense has been lights out for basically almost the entire season, and especially down the stretch here. They lose that Texas game without that, like a pretty heroic effort from their defense. So that's kind of I just don't know how Notre Dame does anything on this Ohio State defense. Like they've been.
It'll be because of turnovers. So I mean, it's just it's got to be. It will be a fluke result if Notre Dame wins. I don't see Notre Dame just going out there and beating them. Just head up, right? I mean, you told me
right.
turnovers are even. I'm like, Notre Dame's gonna get. I mean, double-digit loss.
Totally.
So, all right, we'll see. Yeah, we will. I'll tell you what I'm going to be seeing is a bigger pocketbook after tonight. DT plus the points, giving no credence to the huge coaching edge here. I don't trust Day as far as I can throw him. Ohio State first half. I mean, When he's not playing Michigan, he's good. He's great.
I was gonna say when he's not in his like bizarro world of we have to be tougher than Michigan. We're gonna run it 80 times. So yeah, and you know what? I think Jim Knowles has been fantastic all year. Kind of like you're only as good as a head coach.
Can you believe he's going to leave for Oklahoma?
Is that? Wait a minute.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much a done deal. Jim Knowles is leaving to be the defense coordinator at Oklahoma.
Really?
Yeah. I'm telling you, it's like I'm 80 to 90%. Chad can tell me if I'm wrong. I'm almost dead positive he's gone.
That's no, I actually.
And this is it for Al Golden. He's going to the Bengals.
I can now that to me, like if you have a lights out season and you want to jump to the NFL to not deal with, I get that, but
I don't get going. I mean, he was at the Bengals. That's where he came from, but that coach is one bad year away from getting fired.
That's true.
Mikey says it's happening. Jim Knowles to OU.
Yeah, and listen.
I think it's related to his new wife wants to live in Oklahoma. So
okay.
There might be a little bit of extra pressure. Ohio State. I don't think he's a big, recruiter. But
he's definitely not a big recruiter, but you don't need
X's and O's. He's as good as it gets. So, yeah, there you go. Breaking news.
There you go.
That'd be here first.
I wonder where Ohio State goes with that because I don't think they have a guy on staff that they want to elevate.
No. I wonder if it's multiple people end up leaving then because the defensive line coach is a little long in the tooth there. Yeah, I don't know who. They'll just have to go out and get somebody.
Yeah.
Notre Dame, I think, will promote Mickens, the defensive back coach. That would be my guess. Toma 888, redirect question. If Ohio State wins, will they have the biggest ATS loss as national champion? That being the loss to Michigan as a 3-touchdown favorite. Yeah, I mean, it would have to be one of the biggest. Because a loss like that would eliminate you at any other point in the history of college football.
Yeah. Because they were 8 in the playoff seeding. So it's like, you know what? Any 2-team playoff, 4-team playoff, they're out. Two losses like that, you're out, or you never have. So, yeah, the glory days.
Regular sports radio talk. Take care. Are we happy with the playoff results? I kind of am. I think we got the best team, Ohio State, that we wouldn't have had. I think we have the most consistent team, Notre Dame. You don't believe me? They've covered 11 in a row. I think it's one of the longest cover streaks in college football in 30 years.
It's different. You know what I'm saying? There's a habitual change around what I'm used to seeing. I feel like the sauce and the hype for this game has been a little.
For considering the two teams playing, I think it's unbelievably low. The season's too long. It's MLK Day, Trump inauguration. We're coming off a couple of good NFL divisional games. Season's too long. The semifinals need to be on January 1st, period. The semifinals. And then you play a championship game a week later, and then the season's over. This is too long.
Because I'm with you. And so I've heard, and it doesn't feel like, there's just not a lot of juice for this game. It's like for Ohio State, Notre Dame national championship, I agree. And especially the way they schedule. I saw people saying it should have been on Saturday or Saturday night, where you don't have to go head to head.
Even then, I don't think there was much. There's not that much juice for this one tonight. Who wants to see a slaughter? I don't. Sox fan, 34-14. It's been 45 days since they reopened the Notre Dame Cathedral. Today, the 45th president got reinaugurated. I mean, Marcus Freeman, the first African-American coach to coach in the national championship game on Martin Luther King Day. I mean, the signs are
there for old Rocket. So, yeah.
Yeah. Boy, what system is that? Left-handed, redheaded quarterbacks west of the Mississippi after sundown with a wind blowing at 15 miles per hour with a crescent moon. Just whatever. Micah, we still like Collins under. That was another podcast I did. Looks like he's going to be healthier, but again, I think he's the 5th receiving option right now for Notre Dame. It goes Obviously, Faison, Mitchell Evans, Greathouse, would be those three. I think the running backs, whether it's Love or Aeneas Williams, and then it's Collins. So I just don't against this great Ohio State defense. I mean, there's only one football. I still like the under there. Bo Collins. You're probably like, who? Nico Collins?
I do. I tell you, Nico. Yeah, talk about an under. People always to bring the underutilized guy at Michigan. Man, we probably should have thrown him the ball a little more when he was here.
Will Howard plus 300 anytime touchdown.
I don't
think
decent. I don't.
Do they run him though?
They just don't. Like, I mean,
No.
there's an occasional one, but they haven't used them really. Like, on
You
the
don't even
goal
use
line.
them like Riley at the goal line.
No.
Hand it off.
So and again, Zach, I don't want to talk again. They could, you know what I'm saying? Chip pulls it out of the bag, but even in some of these high leverage games, that has not been a go-to at all. Is the Howard design runs?
Ryan
just hasn't been part of the offense.
Yeah. He's throwing it tonight. Love over receiving rushing. Feel like he's healthier and best offensive option for Notre Dame. I don't hate it, to be honest with you. I do think he's healthier.
I think he's healthier, but I also think that Ohio State's front just against a banged up Notre Dame O-line in a game that might be, you know, I don't know. I just don't love the matchup, but
pun intended.
Yeah.
I don't love it.
Yeah.
There you go. Ryan, Knowles and Golden going elsewhere after tonight. Yep, they are. Knowles to Oklahoma, Golden to Cincinnati Bengals. You heard it here first. RW fan, 23. Biggest losses this century. Ohio State losing to Virginia Tech in 2014. Yep. Clemson losing to Pitt in 2016. Look at this guy. RW fan.
RW.
Home run there. Thank you for that. He's definitely right on both. Mike Sheeran, $1.99. Appreciate you, Mike. You got a question?
Mikey, give us a question, man. Give us a comment or give us a prediction or something. Don't just chip in and get your money's worth, baby.
Andrew G says, I heard Chip Kelly's going to go all out first half and bury Notre Dame early. Yeah, don't disagree.
Well, I mean, no reason to save anything. National championship, so.
What did probably before your day, the Water Boy, wasn't it? He kept saying end of the season, Brent. It was Dan Fouts to Brent Musburger. Leave everything on the table.
I actually saw that in theaters. A young Joey K.
I did too. Opening night, I saw that one.
That's back when movies were a thing.
Wow, that very strong take. I didn't think you'd have that take.
I've seen we were locked up with this. We're like,
the last 10. I don't know what's been going on. The last 10 years, not much. And I want new stuff. I am tired of watching the same old shit. I've said my parents are more square than I am, and they were still enjoying new music, new movies, well into their 40s and 50s. I got nothing. I'm in my 40s. I don't like anything. Sucks. Mike. Although there's a couple of decent shows I've been getting into. $1.99, Mike. Aeneas Williams anytime touchdown.
I honestly don't mind that anytime. I think it's $5.50 right now. I'm seeing at FanDuel. I don't mind that. I think, again, it'd be one of those. He's not going to be in on the goal line, so you need him to kind of like screen pass or break a tackle or something just outside the red zones. But at $5.50, especially, I could see it late if they're having to spread it out and just if he's going to be the guy in the game. If you can imagine it, where it's like we're down 3 scores, we're 4 wide, just with him in the backfield, you dump it off to him. So at $5.50, I don't hate that.
Chip in the chat says Landman on Paramount Plus. Yep, I do like Landman. I like that. Lioness is pretty good too.
I am not a big. I don't watch a lot of shows like where people. So I mean, there's occasional ones, but yeah, that is.
Oh, I got a movie that I thought was good that I saw. Juror Number 2, I thought was good. Clint Eastwood movie just came out. Good, like an adult movie that they used to make. Like you used to have like 10 or 12 of them a year. Just a good movie. Good, like I don't know if you know, the plot is basically a guy serves on jury for a crime that he actually found out that he committed.
Huh. All right.
He thought he hit a deer one night, and it ended up being a woman, and he's on the jury for the guy that's getting convicted for Good movie, Clint Eastwood. So
Okay.
the premise is like, hey man, this is interesting.
Yeah.
It's kind of a, kind of like a thriller suspense type of thing. Good, really good cast. Recommend Juror number 2. There you go. For everyone saying I'm in a midlife crisis. What? You haven't seen nothing. If Notre Dame gets beat by 50 tonight. Keep it rolling here. Defensive special teams touchdowns. I don't like the no pick six that has this one plus 225. I don't like these that much.
Not that price. I guarantee you that price is. I can just tell you from experience of being around.
40% theoretical hold on something like that.
Yeah, no, that's no pick six. That's not. And again, I'm sure probably first drive. Leonard's going to throw one now that we said this, but that's not a good wager.
Rocco, college football turned into TV and movie circles off, covering all the bases. Well, I mean, what do you want from us? They got one game left. What do you want? It's up to everything. Knish loves Euphoria. Do you know that show?
I don't even. I've heard of it. I don't know.
That's the one with Zendaya. My girlfriend likes that show. I don't. I like. Let's just say I've seen some scenes of the show.
Okay.
Your girl's in it. What's her name? Damn, I can't think of it.
Sydney Sweeney.
Yes, there you go.
Oh,
he knows. Yeah,
I can see why
she's in the show. Let me tell you.
I can see.
Do you know what I'm saying? Okay.
Yeah, I can see why people are into that. Then
there we go. How to win on that one? Will Howard 3 touchdown passes plus 235. I don't hate that one that much. Do you?
I price a little cheap for me, to be honest with you. If I'm thinking, but everybody knows
over passing yards. You want me to just get it? I'll give out Will Howard over passing yards. I'll eat it.
Lock it in.
Where's it at? Zach. I'm gonna see if that's a fair number.
248.5.
Yeah, let me just look. I don't want to be taking the worst number.
You know what you could use to look? Wink, wink.
Yeah, bet stamp.
There you go.
And speaking of bet stamp, while we look for that, if you're looking to beat, look at that. I mean, Knish is whispers. He might be hosting the show next year. If you're looking to beat the college football and basketball player prop market, it's time to try BetStamp Pro. The odds screen, our friends at BetStamp have created to highlight market-based edges across any prop type, essential for top-down bettors. BetStamp has developed a highly efficient, reliable, market-based true line that incorporates unique market-specific adjustments powered by real-time data from over 50 sportsbooks. Plus, BetStamp Pro features a user-friendly layout that allows you to view line history for any prop with ease. Visit betstamp.com/HTB to get the Hit the Books exclusive trial pricing and a free demo. A limited number of spots are available, so act quickly. I am on BetStamp. I'm just looking. I don't want to take the worst number. That's a fair number. I will say you can get maybe a little cheaper, but we'll take it. There we go. Over 248.5. Best bet. Will Howard passing yards over. Jacob wants to know. Here we go. $4.99 to the detriment of tailgate tent. Any 2026 future bets you guys fellas like? Also, do you either of you bet the NASCAR? I do not bet NASCAR. Do you bet NASCAR? I could see you betting head-to-head matchups and stuff.
I did heavily for many years, and had a lot of good times with it. This past year, not as much due to some. My NASCAR guy had some personal life stuff, and some things with the market kind of got a little changed. But
I heard that as well. That it was really good. And then last year they started getting drying up.
Yeah. One that I would say, and
I got one. I want to hear what you say.
I was gonna say I don't think it doesn't look like. I don't know what Jerry Jones is gonna do. Jerry Jones. I was having a convo in the group chat this morning of like Jerry Jones is hitting like late Al Davis stage, where like what they might actually hire Brian Schottenheimer to like your OC who has been fired everywhere he's went that nobody else in the league would even interview for a job. You might promote him. One that I would say is if Deion Sanders was to take that job, I think Colorado under would be good to like. I mean, I think you'd see like mass exodus out of there where like you have the set because you'd have its own portal window of all guys he recruited and Colorado reverting back to the dumpster. So that would be one. I would just have it like if you see the Schefter noti that Sanders takes that job, Colorado under, boom, 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 boom. Call your friends, call your family on that one.
I think it'd be good down to that's a 3-9 team, maybe at best
Yeah.
without him.
Yeah, I agree with you. I was gonna say like probably 4.5 to be.
Yeah, down to 4.5. It's already moved. There might have been people on top of that already. So I did like that one. There you go. What's new? We don't like Colorado on this show.
I know,
even if everything was good, I liked it.
I was gonna say that.
Come on. He won. I know he went 9-3, but he won on a Hail Mary. He was basically an 8-4 team this year with an advantageous schedule and 2 top 5 picks.
Right.
Come on. Get out of here. Look at next year's schedule. I actually think they're a 6-6 team with Coach Prime.
Who's going to start in quarterback next? It's either Salter or the true freshman. Yeah. I tell you, I hope he made some money because he waited a year too long to transfer because the year he had in Conference USA last year was oof.
Not good.
No.
Salter is it the freshman or did they get somebody else? I'm not even.
No, I think that's it. I think those are the two options.
I don't like the freshman kid either. I know he's like highly rated. I don't like him. So there you go. There's one Colorado under. I'll give you. He asked for a future. I got a sneaky team. You hate this team, but I think they're going to be clear cut the favorite in their league. You know who I'm talking about? Clemson. I like Clemson.
Hey, there you go.
There you go, Clemson. I better look. We'll ruin that market, but oh well. I'll be getting text within 5 minutes from you know who.
FanDuel's at 18-1. That's not a number.
I thought somebody's already on top of that. Holy cow! I thought it was way more than that. Never mind.
I was gonna say that number's not making me run to.
No, it's not. It's not making me run right now. I thought I'm gonna double check. Holy shit! I thought it was almost double that.
Yeah, I thought there was.
That's why I mentioned it. See, I gotta be careful. You know, Moretto wants us to do a bunch of shows. Hey, give out this, give out that. Hey, when we talk, people listen. I'm not the one that's got got my life in danger because I'm going on this show, giving out a bunch of stuff, ruining whole markets.
It's not happening on Edgework. I'll tell you that.
I'm going to be honest. Somebody's already hit that. Hold on. That opened 40-1.
That's what I thought.
I thought it was 30-1-ish. It's damn. I take that back. I don't like that. I don't like that price. And I just looked at the book that was 40-1. That's 20-1 there. Wow. Somebody's already on top of that. That's not good. You guys like anyone first quarter, first half in the game tonight? Ohio State.
Yeah.
Come on. First quarter, first half, full game, teasers, money line, alt line, -14.5, -17.5, -20.5, -23.5. Come on, get out of here. Will Howard over. Ibuka over. OH. That's all I got to say. You got anything else? We're supposed to do 2 hours just to have, a lineup of all these guests and all. There's going to be some extravaganza, and I guess I don't know what happened to that.
The Natty lost its juice. Not the only one that lost the juice. The game lost its juice.
Yep.
We'll see. Do you want to do a show announcement?
Yeah, so we do have a show announcement. I wasn't just kidding around. This is the season finale of the show, but it is the series finale for one of the people on the show. And that person being that guy right there. Any closing thoughts from the best producer in the business?
In Hammer history.
Yep.
No, this has been a blast. Thank you guys to the chat, to you guys. It's been an unbelievable show and very happy to be a part of it.
Where are you allowed to?
Yeah, it's a show I'm on right now. It's the reason that I had left Circles Off and the reason that I had to step away from Edgework here as well as this is kind of jumping full-time into hockey content coverage. So I'm doing a show for a guy Jeff Merrick. It's a live show every day, and I've just gone full time into that here now. So it's kind of taken away my ability to be here at the Hammer. So that's the next step for me. It's an area that I've wanted to be with in my whole life. Opportunity came up. Obviously, could not be more thankful for this. That gave me that chance to, get there and be given a stage and a platform. But yeah, that's where I'm going now.
All right.
There you go, baby. Zach, I tell you what, there's one person that's changed my opinion on Canadian work ethic. It's Zach Phillips. So I tell you, you would think this guy, outside of the Leafs fandom and the lettuce in the back, you'd think this guy was American the way he's grinded here at the Hammer. So well deserved, my man. Thank you. Hopefully, you don't stick us with Jason for next season, or whoever we're getting off the scrap heap. So me and BP might be out interview. Yeah, you got those stack of resumes you might be interviewing for next year.
Yeah, you got some big shoes to fill, to say the least. Man,
You
know me, I don't beat around the bush. You will be sorely missed. You're one of the best. I worked with a lot over the last 15 years. You're one of the best. I even said this. What did I say this like a year ago? People asked me like, who you think's like an up and comer? I said it right on this air. Like, if I'm hiring anybody from Hammer, myself included, it's Zach. Somebody must have been listening.
Yeah, I was gonna say people are always be. We give away too many nuggets on this show. Now Zach's gonna be, on going to be on TSN at some point with Don Cherry. And let's talk schedule-wise. We will probably be back for spring ball, and we're targeting about in the March range as spring opens up.
Yeah, as far as like back weekly. Now, what Moretto was talking, when he says back weekly, now hopefully not twice a week.
Yeah, I think it'd be like a once a week
all right.
in the off season.
So you won't see us for a little bit. But then as we, Hawaii starts spring practice in 13 days. So never really an off season, but let's get these rosters kind of settled in. People get in the second semester. And that's not good. Is that good for Notre Dame? I don't know.
For old Notre Dame.
There you go. There you go.
There it is. There it is.
All right. We will be back in a few weeks, maybe 6 weeks ish. Speaking of ish, for the man, the myth, the legend himself, Joey Knish, for the final time in show history, for producer extraordinaire Zach Phillips. I'm Brad Powers. You just watched Hit the Books, part of the Hammer Betting Network, sponsored by FanDuel. Enjoy the game tonight. We'll see you next season.
See you guys soon.